Everyone, uh, in this PPT we will be continuing the unit 5, that is application of mechatronic system. We had done till last, we had done till the washing machine. After washing machine we have to uh, start with what, that is your car engine management system. So here is your car engine management system. So in this, what we will be doing, we will be managing the engine. Okay, so using the sensors, controllers. Okay, so these all we will be using. So here, engine management system, it is used in many of the modern cars. Okay, this system uses many electronic system involving microcontrollers. So you can see the block diagram of car engine management system. So here the objective of the system is being to ensure that the engine is operated at its optimum settings. The system consists of many sensors for observing vehicle speed, engine temperature, oil, fuel pressure, airflow. So this all it will be seen. So you can see in the diagram, there is what inputs: engine speed sensor, engine temperature sensor, throttle position, mass flow air sensor, oxygen sensor, NOx sensor, oil pressure sensor, and fuel pressure sensor. Okay, and there will be analog inputs, analog outputs, that will be given to your ADC, that is analog to digital converter, and DAC, that is digital to analog converter. So the system consists of many sensors for observing your vehicle speed, engine temperature, oil, fuel pressure, airflow, etc. These sensors are supplying input signals to the microcontroller. So this all they will be given to what, your microcontroller. So microcontroller will what, it will be this microcontroller, after suitable signal conditioning, means it will process the data and provide you the output signal via drives to actuate the corresponding actuators. So your actuators will be your ignition oil drives, fuel injector drives, solenoid drives, your solenoid drives, and data bus drives. Okay, then the engine sensor is an inductive type. It consists of coil and sensor wheel. The inductance of the coil changes as the teeth of the sensor will pass it. Then next, the engine temperature sensor is generally a thermocouple. So temperature sensor, that is thermocouple, will be used over here. Okay, which is made of bimetallic strip or a thermistor. Then next, the resistance of thermistor changes with change in engine temperature. So the thermistor, what resistance will be changed according to the change in the temperature, which results in voltage variation. Then next, hot wire anemometer is used as a sensor for measurement of mass airflow. Then the basic principle is that heated wire will be cooled as air passes over it. So what will happen, whenever the temperature is rise, the air will flow. So whenever the air will flow, that wire will get cooled. Okay, and accordingly the sensor will give the feedback. The amount of cooling is depending on the mass rate of flow. The oil and pressure sensors are diaphragm types of sensor. Okay, so according to the pressure variation, the diaphragm may contract or expand. Then the oxygen sensor is usually a closed end tube which is made of zirconium oxide. The sensor becomes permeable to oxygen ions at about 300 degrees Celsius. This results in generation of voltage between the electrodes over here. The various drives such as fuel injector drive, ignition coil drives, solenoid drive are used to actuate actuation according to the signal. So these analog signals given by the sensors, they will be what? You can see over there, analog signals, whatever they will be given, they will be converted into digital converters. That is, there will be an analog to digital converter. So digital information is sent to your microcontroller. And from microcontroller, your digital data, that it will be converted to analog and given as the output. Okay. So like this, it will be working. The next one, we will be studying about pick and place robot. So here, pick and place robot is the one which is used for what, picking up the object and placing at the desired location. So pick and place robot, actually what all it will be consisting of, you can see in the diagram. First one, a rover. So rover, what it will do, it is a main body of the robot that consists of several rigid bodies like a cylinder or a sphere, joint links. It is also known as a manipulator. The next one is what, end effector. So end effector, what, it is kind of body connected to the last joint of the rover. Okay, means the base. Then this which is used for the purpose of gripping or handling objects. The next one is what, actuators. That is nothing but your drivers. It actually actuates the robot. It can be a motor like servo motor, stepper motor, or pneumatic or hydraulic cylinders. The next one, what will be there, sensors. They are used to sense the internal as well as external state to make sure the robot functions smoothly. The next one is what, controller. It is used to control the actuator based on sensor feedback and thus control the motion of each and every joint, eventually the movement and the end effector. Okay, so this controller, what it will do, it will control all the moving parts. The next, the advantage is it is faster and it can get work done in seconds. They are flexible and appropriate design. Then they increase the safety of working environment. Applications where it will be used, in defense application, that is to pick up harmful objects like bombs and defuse them safely. Then in industrial application, they can be used to pick up the required parts and place it in correct position. Then in medical application, they can be used in various surgical operations like in joint replacement operation, orthopedic and internal surgery operation. It performs the operation with more precision and accuracy. Okay, the next one is what, temperature measurement system. So this temperature measurement system, it is nothing but indication of how a microcontroller might be used to show the main element of temperature measurement system. Okay, so here how we are using a microcontroller to measure the temperature. Then the output from the temperature sensor gives a voltage proportional to the temperature. So there will be a temperature sensor. You can see it is an input that it will give you whatever the temperature it will sense, the equal amount of voltage it will provide. Okay, the next one, the output of the temperature sensor is connected to an ADC because your microcontroller understands digital, so it will convert the analog to digital. Okay, and give it to the microcontroller. The next, the microcontroller is programmed to convert the temperature into the binary output, which can be binary to digital. Okay, output which can be used to swatch the elements of a 2 digital 7 element display. So here you can see here two digit display is there. So this will be given to BCD data. So BCD data means what, binary coded decimal. It has to convert, means it will be converted to your decimal. Binary it will be your output of microcontroller. After processing, the output of the microcontroller will be binary. It has to be converted to digital so that you will get the digital output. Okay, then however, because the temperature may be fluctuating, it is necessary to use the straight resistor which can hold the data for long enough for display to be read. So the storage resistor will be used to hold the data. The next one, the storage register is an octal D type flip-flop. So there you can see in between there is a flip-flop that will hold the data. It continuously it will be varying. So to display little bit we have to hold them. Okay, so that's why D type of flip-flop is used, which is reset on the next positive going edge of the clock input from the microcontroller. Okay, so like that this will be working. So temperature sensor, what it will do, it will give you first the equivalent voltage, then you have to convert it to the digital so that your microcontroller processes data, and then it will be binary, it has to be converted to decimal. So BCD data it will be there. So always it will be fluctuating temperature, so we have to hold the data. So you will be using octal D type flip-flop, and after converting to decimal, then you will be getting what, your 2 digit display in decimal. Okay, by this we will be completing the 5th chapter. Thank you.